The most dangerous person in the room is rarely the loudest. He doesn't rush to defend himself. He doesn't react to every insult. He doesn't chase approval. While others wear their emotions openly, he reveals almost nothing. Some mistake him for being cold. Others find him intimidating. But the truth is different. Powerful men aren't emotionally distant because they feel less. They stay composed because they understand the price of losing control. In a world where most people react first and think later, the ability to remain calm becomes a rare advantage. Real power isn't strength or intelligence. It's staying composed when everyone else is falling apart. Throughout history, emotional restraint has been linked to influence. The Stoics believed we can't control what happens to us, only how we respond. That inner discipline creates freedom because no one can control a person who has mastered himself. Machiavelli argued leaders who act on impulse eventually lose authority. Greene explains that emotional reactions often expose weaknesses others can use against you. But emotional control isn't about becoming heartless. It's about making emotions serve you instead of ruling you. Jung believed people often project their fears, insecurities, and assumptions onto others. The calmer you remain, the harder you become to read. And when people can't predict you, they begin filling the silence with their own imagination. Mystery naturally attracts attention, while emotional predictability slowly reduces influence. People naturally trust confidence and question emotional instability. Every angry outburst, desperate reaction, or defensive reply reveals something about your fears and insecurities. Most people don't lose respect because they fail. They lose respect because they lose control. Staying calm changes the entire dynamic. First, it creates uncertainty. When people don't get the reaction they expect, they begin wondering what you're thinking. That uncertainty quietly shifts the balance of power without a single argument. Second, emotional discipline protects judgment. Anger pushes people toward revenge. Fear encourages retreat. Desperation leads to poor decisions. Calm creates space between emotion and action, allowing logic to guide your choices instead of impulse. Third, emotional restraint increases value. In psychology, scarce things are often perceived as more valuable. The same principle applies to behavior. Someone who constantly seeks approval or emotional validation becomes predictable. Someone who speaks carefully and reacts selectively often appears more confident, stable, and trustworthy. But there's an important difference between discipline and suppression. Ignoring every emotion doesn't make you stronger. It simply buries problems until they eventually surface. Real strength isn't refusing to feel. It's choosing the right time, place, and person to express what you feel. Imagine two leaders facing the same crisis. The first panics. He blames everyone, changes plans every hour, and spreads anxiety through the team. His emotions become contagious, and within days, confidence disappears. The second leader faces the same pressure but remains composed. He listens before speaking. He acknowledges the problem without creating panic. He gives clear direction and focuses only on what can actually be controlled. The crisis doesn't disappear, but neither does the team's confidence. Months later, both leaders are remembered differently. One is remembered for creating chaos. The other is remembered for creating stability. The difference wasn't intelligence. It was emotional discipline. People often mistake composure for coldness. In reality, composure gives others something they desperately look for during uncertainty: confidence. Pause before reacting. Even a few seconds can prevent words you'll later regret.